Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Hayley Sparkes. I'm a very proud ambassador of Instant Effects and I'm joined by our founder, Richard Mears. Lovely to have you, Richard.
Oh, thank you, Hayley. Great to be here.
Oh, we had a few technical issues getting started, but now we are up to speed and ready to go with some questions. I thought it would be really useful to grab you because your knowledge is just absolutely invaluable. And every time we have our chat, I'm like a little sponge and I just want to learn more and more from you. So I thought our lovely customers and viewers on Facebook and online would probably benefit from tapping into some of your knowledge and expertise. So if it's okay with you, I'm going to fire some questions at you, and we've also got a couple of customer questions as well. And anybody who is tuning in, please feel free to get in touch with us. We want to be able to put Richard on the spot. So just let us know if you've got any other questions that I haven't covered. So does that sound good to you, Richard?
Yes, it's totally unscripted, so I don't know what you're going to say. So I have my fingers crossed I can answer your questions.
Oh, absolutely. So I think let's start off at the beginning then, because for somebody or anybody that's tuning in that doesn't know really where to start, and I think a lot of us have that problem, we don't really know where to start with our skincare, what we should be doing. What would be your sort of advice for anybody who maybe is aware that they need to start looking after their skin or is concerned about any sort of signs of aging but just doesn't know where to start?
Well, there's about 100 answers to that question. What I would say is, first of all, think to yourself, what is it that you want? One. Two, all you have to do really is read the box of whatever you're trying to buy. So let's say you think your skin is dry. So what you don't want to use is a moisturizer. A moisturizer just puts moisture on your skin. What you want is a hydrating product. So the way I like to describe it is that moisturization is sitting in a bath, hydration is drinking water. So what you want is actually hydration. And the first thing you should do, especially in this weather, is hydration. The other thing with a moisturizer is, especially in this weather, if you're working in the city or in an air-conditioned office, a moisturizer will actually dehydrate your skin in an air-conditioned environment, which is quite weird, really, isn't it? Use a moisturizer to be, more hydrated, and actually you end up less hydrated. So you want to look for a product that says long-lasting hydration, not moisturization. In terms of skincare, skin is a complex thing. So what you don't want is to use a product that says I am an anti-wrinkle cream, or I am a this, or I am a that. If you are depressed, the answer isn't be happy. The answer would be look at your friends, look at your work, look at your outlook, look at this. It's a complicated thing. So you have to find products that will give you a variety of things to give you good skin. Single-use products, or not single-use, but single action products are only actioning one thing. So if you have a weigh-in scales and you action this one, you go out of balance, if you know what I mean. So you either have to have a lot of products and try and layer them on and they'll fight each other, or you find a few products that have multi-action. But always read the box. If you can't lie on box. So if the box says helps reduce appearance of a wrinkle, that's not actually going to reduce your wrinkle. It's going to reduce the appearance of your wrinkle. Helps, assists, that means we're not really doing what we say. So you should always look for words that say I do it. I, the box, the contents of the box will do this. So for instance, there's something called ingredients claims, where you could say contains cyanate. Cyanate is clinically proven to reduce your wrinkles 52% in 28 days. What that means is that it has an ingredient in it which is clinically proven and will work, but it hasn't got enough of that ingredient in it to actually do that thing. because if it did, it would say, the product will reduce your wrinkles by an average 28%, by an average of 52% in 28 days. So just read the box, but read it a bit like a lawyer.
Well, that's great advice, and I think you can understand, can't you, why it's very confusing for consumers out there to really understand, because I think we're all a bit naive to this kind of wording and what it actually means.
Yeah, there's a whole industry there. There's a lot of people employed in this industry. It's what's called copy claims. So it's a construction of words which sounds good, but if you really think about it, it doesn't mean anything. It can't be untrue. So, as part of a calorie controlled diet, you could eat 1,000 McDonald's burgers a day. It's insane, but it's actually true in a funny sort of way, as part of a calorie controlled diet. But it's not a good thing for you to do. So just read the box, read it a bit like a lawyer, like a contract.
That is really, really good advice. So let's move on to my next question. So touched a little bit on this about obviously reading the boxes and being really careful. What about ingredients? Are there any particular ingredients to avoid that we should look out for on the back of our boxes?
This is an awkward one for me, because a lot of things that most people think might be bad, I actually think are quite good, and a lot of things that a lot of people think are quite good, I actually think are quite bad. So my personal opinion.
But that is, to be fair, based on over 25 years experience in the industry that the average person doesn't have. So
yeah. I'm a bit against in terms of things to avoid. My personal opinion is unless retinol is prescribed, retinol is vitamin A, you shouldn't really be using it every day, because it's a sun sensitizer. So if you're using that product, you mustn't let a single ray of the sun touch your skin. In terms of things that you should go for, a balance of ingredients. So, your yeast extracts, certain types of hyaluronic. Not all hyaluronic is great. They're quite good at doing things, but they're not necessarily the best at doing what they say they're good at doing, unless you have a very balanced formula. But hyaluronic's good. Obviously cyanate, which is peptides, saccharides, all these things that nourish and feed your skin. And when you look at the box, if you look on the INCI list, the ingredients list, which is mostly in Latin, which is funny sort of words, but you can roughly work out what the things are. Always look for the ingredients that are quite high up the list, because it's in order
of the strength
of how much is in that product. So if you see lots of things right at the end, not all the time, because sometimes active ingredients, you need a very, very, very small amount, but most ingredients need to be higher up that list.
Yeah, because that's something I was made aware of, that for a lot of the brands, they make this big claim about the wonder ingredient. Like you said, it's peptides, but it could perhaps be such a tiny amount that actually it won't benefit you. So can that be the case as well?
Yeah, in my before I launched my own brands, when I was working with other major companies that most people would have heard of, some people would have say a naturally formulated fragrance, and they would make all the claims about the fragrance, and the fragrance is only in there at 0.5%. So they would say contains gladioli, contains this, contains that, contains that. Well, yeah, but those are 5 constituent parts of something that is only 0.25% of the whole formula.
Yes.
So look for where it is on the INCI list, and that'll give you a good guide.
Yeah, that's fantastic advice. So what would you say, Richard, are the most common mistakes that people can easily make when it comes to sort of their skin?
It's easy to say not using the right product, but in my opinion, it's quite easy to use the right product just read the box. If the box doesn't say I do it, it means it doesn't do it. So the most common problems really is, I would say, it's not a lack of education, because there are millions and millions and millions of pounds, probably billions of pounds, spent on marketing and advertising to persuade you that these sort of play on words is true. But they're not. So it's not a lack of education. Just read the box. You just keep going back to reading the box. What is it you want? And what, you might have specific issues like, I'm dry, I'm oily, I have breakouts, I have wrinkles, and you look for solutions to those things. But don't just concentrate on the one thing, because when you concentrate on one thing, you're missing the 10 other things that makes good skin. So products that say will give you good or better skin barrier function is very good. So with all our products, for instance, every one of them improves your skin barrier function. And your skin barrier function is a measure of how good your skin is. So just stop me when I get boring, Hayley.
No, I'm fascinated.
Your skin barrier function is between 7 and 10. It doesn't matter what 7 and 10 means. It's a measurement, 7 and 10. So you can be 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and you got incredible skin. You can be 11, 12, 13, 14, and your skin is just, everything is getting worse and worse. There's nothing about your skin that doesn't improve when you go down. And there's nothing about your skin that doesn't get worse when you get a higher number.
Yeah.
So any product which improves your skin barrier function is a generality of improving your skin. We're lucky because we test on all of our products, and the worst result we've ever had on any of our products is we gave a client good skin. That's the worst result we ever had.
That's a really.
She started off bad, by the way.
That's a really good position to be in. That's fantastic. So have you got any other tips for us? Because I think the main thing is people, obviously, we all want to look youthful, because if you've got young looking skin, then obviously it just affects how you feel and can take, your real age down. So what would be your sort of tips for anyone who wants to look more youthful?
Use instant effects PM. The night application of a product that is truly active is much better than a day application, because your whole body is on repair all the time. But at night, when you're asleep, your repair function is at a much higher level. So use a good product at night. Night is the most important thing. And if you're worried about aging, and I say embrace your age, be the best you can be. But, when you're 60, you can't really look like you're 21. Some people do. I've met a couple that do. But most people, be glad with who you are. Be comfortable in your own skin. But when you're using your skin routine, whether it's ours or somebody else's, there's little tricks and whatever. So as well as covering your whole face, don't forget your neck, obviously, but also right around the back, around the nape of your neck, because that way there's an awful lot of skin there. And always use a product that is firming. Never use a product that's tightening. Tightening's bad, firming's good. So if you firm the back of your neck, it actually gives you a little bit of a facelift more than actually putting the product on your face. So always go for a firming product and right around the back of your neck. So
why is tightening bad as opposed to firming? Because tightening, I guess, is sort of a key word that we hear quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, tightening is your skin elasticity, which is how your skin, if you pinch your skin, how fast it goes back is skin elasticity. And elasticity is worked on elastins. And elastins are, hang on, if I come closer to the mirror, elastins are like this. So as you pinch your skin, it goes like this, and then it springs back down. In a tightening product, it forces them shut and embrittles them, and slowly they break. With a firming product, you protect those and enhance them. So you have a much firmer skin. When you tighten your skin, you embrittle and they break. So over time, your skin's natural mechanics, your skin's natural ability to be springy diminishes about 30–40% over 3 years if you use a tightening cream.
Wow, I mean, that is invaluable to share that with everybody, because I wouldn't have had any idea that that was possible, and crazy that products are on the market that actually make the problem worse. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So that's brilliant. So let's talk quickly about people that are maybe suffering with different skin types. So for example, maybe if we do maybe the main one, so maybe have a chat about acne, because obviously that's a big problem for all ages. And have you got any tips for sufferers of acne?
Acne there's different forms of acne. So you have what's called hormonal acne, which usually is, can you see, which is usually around this area.
Yes.
You have hormonal acne. There's not a lot outside of a doctor that can do it. What you can do is you can use products like, for instance, our PM Recovery, which will make the breakout faster and repair it faster. General acne is about cleansing your skin, but more importantly than that, it's not just about cleansing your skin, it's getting your skin into balance. It's what I was saying before. If you use one product to do something, it may do something really well, but then it does something else. You need to have a balance in your skin. So it's not just cleansing, you've got to feed and nourish your skin as well. So again, find balanced products. There are products that, say, again, for our PM, for instance, they will make the eruption go quicker and they will repair it quicker. Now, as a byproduct, again, the PM and the AM kills about 99.9% of all acne-causing bacteria. So that it's an anti-acne product, but it helps and assists.
Yeah, because I think a lot of the products targeted for acne sufferers can be, they certainly look like they come across as to be quite harsh, quite drying.
They can be, because a lot of people think that acne is purely caused by too much sebum, and it's not necessarily the case. So you get quite harsh to try and extract the sebum, but your skin needs sebum. So if you extract all your sebum, do you know what your skin does? It makes more.
Overcompensate.
It overcompensates. So what you need to do is trick your skin into becoming back into balance. So a particular ingredient that's good for that is your jojoba oil, because what that does is it tricks your skin to say you've got enough sebum. So you don't extract it all out. You just use a little jojoba oil, and your skin reacts to the jojoba oil by producing less sebum. Wow. So, but if you have suffered acne, or if you have some acne scarring, again with the PM, have we got a picture of the PM? This is 12 weeks of use of the PM.
What an amazing before and after that is. Quite incredible.
But you pretty much get that result within about 3 or 4 weeks. But that particular picture is 12 weeks.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. What a transformation. That's so incredible. And like you said, about the like you said, having the overall balance and not being too harsh, trying to, like you say, get rid of all that oil so that your body only then produces more. So that makes sense.
So what the PM's doing is just rebalancing your skin. The blemishes have gone away, but if you look quite closely, there's very little. There's still some you can see there, where if you look closely, you can see some acne scarring, if you will, but most of it has been blended away.
It's beautiful. Well, actually, I will just very quickly jump as we're on the topic, because Leslie got in touch. Thank you so much, Leslie. And her question was saying that she suffers from post-acne scarring, the pitted scarring. Could you do some research to see if you can find anything that can help people like me with this horrid skin complaint? I have tried many lotions over the years, but yet to find anything that really works.
Well, what I'd say is if she, Leslie, you said, yeah?
Yes.
If Leslie contacts customer services, we'll send you a PM. And if you take a photo before you start, and then just use it every night. So when you're using the PM, you cleanse. If you're cleansing with water, just allow 2 minutes to let any excess moisture come off. And then put it face, eyes, neck. Do that over 4 to 6 weeks. Take a picture at the end of each week. And when we proved it to Leslie, because if she takes the picture, she'll be able to see the result.
Yeah.
If she shares this result, we'll do it for free. If she shares the result, she shares her photo, we'll give her a year's supply.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. Well, Leslie, hopefully
your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, you can take Richard up on his kind offer there, and yeah, we look forward to seeing how you get on. So
shared it on social.
Yeah, that's fantastic, brilliant. Just a few more because I know I'm taking up a lot of your time, but we're just getting so much out of this. So as we're coming into the summer months, any changes that we need to make, Richard, when it comes to our skincare?
Yeah, I mean, your skin needs a certain level of sunlight to create vitamin D. It's the only natural way of creating vitamin D. But staying out of the sun is, a must. If you have to go in the sun, use a strong sun factor, 30 or 50. I mean, if you really want to protect your skin, a 50. And the way to use a sun cream is go for a sun factor 50, but look for stars. So you should have an SPF 50 and then 5 stars. You'll see it on the packaging.
Mm-hmm.
What that does is it protects you against UVA and UVB. Now, to correctly use it, if you say you're on holidays for a minute, you should apply it 20 minutes before leaving your hotel room or your apartment. Reapply it before you leave. When you reach your location, reapply it again. And even then, you probably haven't got enough. And then keep reapplying it, obviously. Now, there are certain products that, give you 24-hour protection. But again, you should reapply not every half hour, but every few hours. You should just top up even with those. But they are very good. The other thing to be aware of is that when you're wearing a day cream, for instance, or some makeup with an SPF 15 or 30 or 50, it's not really giving you that protection. They are absolutely 15, 30 and 50. But to be tested to that level, you have to put a certain amount of product on a centimeter square of skin. You will never put enough product on to give you that protection because you'd never get any makeup on. You'd be an oil slick. So think about it. If you go into the beach, slather it on 20 minutes before, slather it on as you leave, and slather it on when you arrive. You're never going to put that level of product on. So it will give you a level of protection, but you will not have that stated protection unless you use a very large amount on your skin. So don't be fooled by that. You should use them. I'm not arguing about using them, but don't think you've got an SPF 50 on your skin.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about putting anything underneath before you put your makeup on top. I think that's a really good point. I think a lot of people make that mistake thinking, oh, well, I've got SPF in my foundation, so I don't need any additional cream or protection. And obviously, as you said, I don't think there's many people out there, even with the best intention, that ever apply enough, do we? I think none of us really fully realise just how much we should be reapplying. I thought I was good putting it on every day, and I knew about the 20 minutes, but I don't then reapply. That's something that I've really learned.
Well, the thing is that, you're either a saint or a sinner, really. You're a saint, you never go in the sun, you always wear a big floppy hat, you're always sat under an umbrella, and that's fine. Or you're a sinner where you think, I'm just going to put on sun cream and I'm going to lie out in the sun. There's no in between ways. It's a Marmite thing.
Yeah.
The way to protect your skin properly is never go in the sun. But I myself like the sun. I think you do, and I think a lot of people do. So factor 50
is and then not relying on that SPF in your makeup for sure. So that's good. So final question, then I've got one more viewer question after that. Just wanted to find out a little bit more about what's coming up with Instant FX, what we might be able to expect. Have you got any news or anything that you can share with us? Obviously, we've just had the packaging relaunch, which looks fantastic. But anything else on the horizon?
Yes, we have a new product. Everything's been delayed because of COVID. Everywhere's been shut and people sort of altering their shopping patterns. So we have a new, what I'm bound to say is an incredible product, but people will have to judge for themselves. It's what's called a triple hyaluronic. I'm not a huge fan of hyaluronic as an individual ingredient, never have been. It's very good at doing things, but it's not necessarily the best. So what I've managed to do is combine 4 separate molecular weights of hyaluronic. And what molecular weights mean is that we have sort of, can you see that? Large particles, that's a high molecular weight, and then smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller down to tiny particle. And what they do is they penetrate down into different layers of your skin, and hyaluronic is quite good at generating hydration and water. And when you use that product, say like me, I've got wrinkles, I can put it on one half of my forehead and I can look in the mirror and I can actually watch that wrinkle start to reduce.
Wow.
The only downside of the product is it's only a temporary thing. Most of our products, as you know, give you a cumulative build. It builds better and better and better and better every day. This one will be more of a temporary 8 to 12 hour fix, dependent on your age. We're also in the latter stages of a new leg product, and as well as evening your skin tone. So, you have a nice even skin tone. It's luminosity building, so you're brighter, gives you very smooth legs, softer touch. Hydration lasts for up to 7 days with one application.
Wow.
And we're also got ingredients in there that I'll give you a statistic. It's not clinically proven yet, but we should be there or thereabouts. It'll take down the girth of your thigh 20% in 6 weeks. It's a genuine anti-cellulite. Most anti-cellulites are not an anti-cellulite. They rely on the motion of the massage action on application, but it's a genuine anti-cellulite. And lastly, you'll have to shave your legs between 5 and 10 times less.
Sign me up for that.
It'll stunt the growth of your hair so that when it does regrow, it'll grow back slower and thinner.
Wow.
So you won't have stubbly, you'll just have, over time, it gets down to baby hair. Just very, 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 very soft.
Incredible. So because the results last for 7 days, is it a product that you use weekly, or do you have to use it more in the initial?
We have to wait for the clinical studies to do all the claims. So
yeah, sure.
We'll probably say use it once every other day. Or, as you come out of the shower, once you've towel dried, apply after that. But something of that ilk. Because what you don't want to do is build up your hydration, then drop it right back down, then build it back up, and then drop it back down.
Yeah.
So, what you want to do is keep a median, like an equilibrium in your hydration levels. So whilst it will last for 7 days, you don't want to leave it 7 days because varying hydration levels stress your skin. Right. So you want to keep it fairly even. So we'd probably say every other day. you know, or when you get out of the shower, provided you shower more than twice a week.
Yeah. Fantastic. Oh, brilliant. That's really great. I've just got one more question and then we will let you go. Annabelle, who got in touch, thank you, Annabelle. She says, I have really bad puffy eyes and eye bags. Does your eye cream / serum really work? Not instantly, but over time. I've spent so much money on high-end eye products and nothing I have tried and used has helped. What is the difference in using your Instant Effects eye product?
Well, again, Annabelle, you said it was Annabelle?
Annabelle, yeah.
Yeah, so Annabelle, contact our customer services. We'll send you free product. Take a photo before you start using it, and then take a photo every week. And if you're happy with the result and you share your photos, we'll give you a year's supply free, not a problem. Now, dark and puff is primarily caused by two things. One is poor blood circulation, two is genetics. Either way, we can help. So for Annabelle, she would want to use the triple complex. So the triple complex is about 10 times more powerful than the eye lift. So what the triple complex is 85% of that formula is the eye lift, and 15% of that formula is a liquid that's preloaded to 100% oxygen. What does that mean? We have a liquid, we bubble medicinal grade oxygen through it, and the liquid holds the oxygen. So when you apply it, a lot of oxygen goes straight into your skin. If you damage any part of your body, people say put ice on it or whatever. Well, that does, the ice, it brings blood brings oxygen, and oxygen is your turbo repair process. So what the oxygen is doing here, in the first instance, there is nothing that your skin does or wants to do that isn't improved by application of oxygen. That's why, Olympic athletes and sportsmen actually sleep in oxygen tents because it boosts the repair of their whole body. So it's poor blood circulation. So what happens is when you apply the product, there's a few things that work. Number one, we're firming the skin. Number two, we're pumping oxygen in. Number three, we use what's called a vascular constrictor. What that does is it strengthens the capillary walls and makes them smaller. It's kind of counterintuitive. If you turn a tap on, it flows. If you put your finger over the end, it squirts. So as we firm up the capillaries, the blood comes through with force. And also oxygen. Oxygen is to blood what nectar is to bees. So when the oxygen goes in, the blood comes for it anyway. Once your blood flow is up to a good level, the first thing it does, it picks up deoxygenated blood, which is dark. When it's got around 65% of that, which is roughly 24 hours, it'll keep going, but then switches its attention to water, which is puff. So when you're using that product, for the first 14, 20 days, use it night and morning. You must use it night and morning. If you're going to forget one, forget the morning. It's 10 times more powerful at night. So you'd apply it, and the fastest it's ever worked is 3 days. So you go day 1, day 2, day 3, you don't see a right lot of difference. Then day 3, 24-hour period, your dark really diminishes. Then day 4, your puff diminishes. The longest it's ever taken is 16 days. So you go on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 15 and not seeing a dramatic difference. And then day 16, dark, greatly diminished. 17, the puff diminishes. It depends how old Annabelle is. But roughly speaking, if you were under 30 with no children, stay out till 4 o'clock in the morning, put that on, within 15 minutes, you look as if you had 8 hours sleep. If you're under 40, 98 to 100% gone inside of 14 days. 50, it goes down to 90%. If you're just under 60, it comes down to 80% gone in 14 days.
Wow, amazing. And we've got
put us to the test, Annabelle. Send us in your request. We'll send it to you. If you give us a before and after to show that it's worked, we'll give you a year's supply.
Wow, can't say fairer than that. And all the amazing before and afters, I think, speak for themselves on all our social media platforms and website that is there for anyone else who wants to have a look. But Richard, thank you so much. I know I've kept you a while and you're a busy man, but it's been invaluable to have you and your expertise, your knowledge, and it's just been absolutely fascinating. So thank you so much, and I'm sure I'll be grabbing you again for a future live. So
well, I look forward to it, Hayley. It's always good jousting with you.
No, it's wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Richard. It's wonderful. Thank you, and thank you,
Hayley. Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.